12 August 2025. On the Florida Turnpike, a scene unfolded that shook everyone to their core. A truck driver who made a mistake so deadly it became the cause of death. This driver took an illegal U-turn from a section marked strictly for official use only. And the moment he swung the truck across, the trailer stretched across the road like a poisonous wall. A minivan approaching from the front had neither time nor space. It slammed directly into the trailer, the sound like metal screaming. And that one collision stole 3 lives. One driver and 2 passengers had gone forever on the highway. This bloody picture was painted in St. Lucie County, Florida. And soon, every news channel in America was talking about nothing else. But the real question was, who was this truck driver? His name was Harjinder Singh, only 28 years old. He had entered the United States illegally from India. He managed to get a license in California, where immigration status is not checked. Imagine, this was the same driver who could not even understand traffic signs. In his English test, he had scored only 2 out of 12, and yet in his hands was a truck of death. Today, this driver sits in jail, arrested for the deaths of 3 people. The court has denied bond, but the story did not end there. This crash has now ignited a battle over immigration and road safety. 5 May 2025, morning traffic on Oregon's Highway 26 was completely routine. But that day, something was recorded that felt straight out of a nightmare. A motorcycle rider and a blue Kia Carnival minivan were traveling side by side. On camera, it is clearly visible. The motorcyclist tries to signal with his hand, maybe peace, maybe a warning. But the very next second, something happens that looks like a scene from a horror movie. The SUV driver suddenly swerves directly into the rider, a brutal sideswipe. The motorcycle shakes violently. Control is lost, and the rider is thrown off the road. In that moment, it seemed like everything was over. But the real shock, the rider survived. Despite the heavy crash, his injuries were limited to road rash. A strange survival, but with lasting trauma. Police declared it road rage. They said this was not an accident, but a planned attack. Witnesses described the suspect, a white male, 30 to 40 years old with a black beard. And when his name surfaced, everything became clear. Samir Helio Pazzotto Filho. Samir now faces so many charges that he may spend life in prison. First-degree attempted assault, second-degree assault, felony hit and run, reckless driving, and one more terrifying charge: unlawful use of a weapon. This was not just an accident. This was an intentional horror show. It's enacted on the highway in front of everyone. Queensland, a place that usually feels safe. But that evening, near Brisbane, terror unfolded on the road. A car suddenly rammed into another, and then, without stopping, without looking back, vanished into the night. Witnesses saw the car's lights flashed for a moment, and the very next second it sped away like the wind. The victims survived, but their car was completely destroyed. The people inside were alive, but in their eyes was a shock that would never fade. The impact of a crash does not just break metal, it breaks human spirit. Queensland police immediately launched a car chase. They pieced together CCTV, Dashcam footage, everything to hunt down the shadow driver. The public was urged, if you saw something, if your Dashcam recorded anything, come forward. But the biggest point was, this driver is now a hit-and-run suspect. If he does not surrender, he will face criminal charges: reckless driving, failure to remain at the scene of an accident, crimes that not only break the law, but also devour the conscience. And perhaps no matter how far he runs, the eye of the camera will follow. That moment on the road will haunt him forever, like a secret in the darkness that can never be hidden. It was 1:10 a.m. on Malaysia's Garrick East-West Highway. The sky was silent, and a bus filled with students from UPSI was heading home. After the Eid break, their faces carried only fatigue and sleep. But the next curve became the final turn of their lives. The bus, speeding excessively, rear-ended an MPV, and in a single instant, overturned and plunged into the dark ravine. Screams, the sound of twisting metal, and trapped souls, all sealed in one horrifying moment. The result? 15 students were handed over to death, and 33 injured, who still shiver when they recall the sounds of that night. The driver, Maud Amirul Fadil, could only whisper one word from his hospital bed. "Sorry." He claimed the brakes had failed, but when the official report came out, the truth was very different. The brakes were perfectly fine, no fault at all. The reality was, the bus was moving at 117 kilometers per hour when the limit was only 60. Double the speed, double the death. Afterwards, a task force was formed. The operator was issued a show cause letter. But in the minds of the people, only one question kept echoing. What if this had happened to their own children? And the highway is still there. The same curve, the same silence. Only the scars of screams left behind.